This is the TNA Wrestling May 1st, 2025 full show results video. TNA World Champion Joe Hendry's music hits and he makes his way down to the ring. Hendry brings up what went down on WWE NXT earlier this week, then proceeds to call out Trick Williams. Williams then appears on the big screen and says, "Trick Willie is not in the Billy." Williams then tells Hendry someone very well may get hurt later in the evening. Hendry then says he thought Williams was better than that, noting he didn't show up live. Hendry then tells the fans there will be live action tonight as he will join forces with the Hardys to take on Frankie Kazarian and new TNA World Tag Team Champions the Namath Brothers in the main event of the evening. We then head to the back, where the Rascals is being interviewed by Gia Miller. Wentz is fired up as he will be challenging Moose for the TNA X Division Championship on tonight's show. Wentz says he pinned the X Division champion Moose and he's looking to do it again tonight. We then head to the back, where Sami Callihan is talking with TNA Director of Authority Santino Marella. Mance Warner and Steph DeLander then show up and Callihan asks if Santino set him up for a parent trap ambush. DeLander then brings up having to watch what Callihan did to Warner and says they weren't able to work TNA Rebellion 2025 because of the brutality of the barbed wire massacre match at TNA Unbreakable 2025. DeLander then says that's messing with their money, and after some more back and forth comments, Callihan and Warner agree that what they went through at TNA Unbreakable 2025 and the barbed wire massacre made it so they have a respect for each other. They then make it quite clear they still don't like each other, but they shake hands and agree they're done for now. Then we saw a match between Mike Santana versus Isaiah Moore, and the result of this match was Mike Santana defeated Isaiah Moore by pinfall with spin the block finisher. After the match, Santana gets on the microphone and makes the point that he respects Joe Hendry, but is now coming for him and his title. Santana then says after reaching the top of the mountain with a win over Mustafa Ali at TNA Rebellion 2025, he finds himself at the bottom of a new mountain. Santana then says it ends with him climbing it and capturing the TNA World Championship. TNA International Champion Steve Maclin then makes his way down to the ring. Before he can even reach the ring, he is blindsided and attacked from behind. Travis Williams and Judas Icarus of the Northern Armory beat Bulletproof Maclin down. Eric Young then joins in and it becomes a brutal 3-on-1 beatdown, which once again culminates with the trio hanging and choking Maclin by a massive steel chain over the ring ropes. We then head to the back, where Steve Maclin is trying to get his hands on Young and the Northern Armory. TNA Director of Authority Santino Marella then confronts them and makes a rematch between the two for next week's show. The next match happened between Moose vs. Zachary Wentz for the TNA X Division Championship, and the result of this match was Moose defeated Zachary Wentz when Alicia Edwards interferes at ringside, and that leads to Moose hitting his finisher on Wentz for the win, and retains the title. Cody Deaner's music then hits and he makes his way down to the ring and talks about how his TNA wrestling contract expires after midnight tonight. Deaner says if this is it for him, it's been a dream come true. Deaner then says all he wanted to do since he was a kid is become a professional wrestler. Deaner then says the 3 letters under his feet in the ring are the one company that gave him the opportunity to do so. Deaner then talks about being a family man and having multiple kids. As he continues talking, Santino Marella's music hits and he makes his way out. Marella says he doesn't have the power to renew Deaner's contract, but he did get him a match against Eddie Edwards, and if he wins, he'll be able to stay. Robert Stone's music then hits and he makes his way out with Deputy Director of Authority Victoria Crawford aka Alicia Fox. Stone talks trash about Deaner and announces Victoria vs. Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts Championship at TNA Under Siege 2025. Before he leaves, Stone tells Santino he's gonna be watching him very close and tells Marella good luck and leaves. We then head to the back, where Santino Marella and Ariana Grace confront Robert Stone and Victoria Crawford. Tessa Blanchard then shows up and says it's about time for someone who respects her to call the shots like Stone. The next match happened between Jody Threat versus Maggie Lee, and the result of this match was Jody Threat defeated Maggie Lee by pinfall. We then head to the back, where we see Maggie Lee having a conversation with Ash and Heather by Elegance and the personal concierge about a makeover. Gia Miller is then shown at the top of the stage and she introduces Indi Hartwell. Indi Hartwell then makes her way out to address the Impact Zone and says she is proud to be here. Hartwell then says she is proud to be on this roster and then says she is not just a TNA Knockout now, she's the TNA Knockout now. Gia then asks Hartwell if she's got her sights set on anyone particular, and Hartwell mentions having history with many of them. Hartwell then vows not to be just another member of the roster and then promises to shake things up because she has officially crossed the line and then plugs her first TNA t-shirt. The next match happened between KC Navarro versus Leon Slater, and the result of this match was Leon Slater defeated KC Navarro by pinfall with Swanton 450 finisher. We then head to the back, where TNA Knockouts World Champion Masha Slamovich cuts a promo and says she has no problem defending her title against Victoria Crawford at Under Siege. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Frankie Kazarian and the Namaths versus Joe Hendry and the Hardys, and the result of this match was Frankie Kazarian and the Namaths won the match by pinfall. Nick Namath hits the Danger Zone on Jeff Hardy for the win. After the match, Kazarian and the Namaths celebrate and leave. Trick Williams is alone with Hendry in the ring and he nails him with his trick shot finisher. Williams then stands tall and the show comes to a close. How much you would rate this week's TNA show? Tell me in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe the channel for regular updates and video, and thanks for watching.